Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Mary Goulet Show, cultivating a rich interior. Now, here's Mary.
Welcome back to the program. I'm still here with Dave Keenis. We're just getting started. Cultivate a rich interior is my tag for my show because how important it is to really make choices in your life from the interior of who you are. And that has to be established thoughtfully. And, you know, I'm Catholic, so one of the best ways for me to do that is praying the rosary, praying the Divine Mercy Chaplet, you know, all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about, I don't meditate per se, but the rosary is very meditative.
Right.
But then there's also the opportunity to, some people just sit and try not to have any thoughts in their minds.
Well, that's a misconception about meditation because that's actually impossible.
I was going to say,
to actually completely shut your mind off is impossible. Nobody can do that.
So it's just getting into some kind of...
Yeah, it's sort of you're just kind of bringing yourself into a meditative space, and when you catch the monkey mind doing the thing that it does, you just say, "Oh, that's the monkey mind," and you just sort of label it.
Somebody mentioned that when they're in a meditative state, they picture a whiteboard, and when words come on the whiteboard, he just erases them and.
Yeah, I think there's
Techniques,
just so many
things.
different. I mean, I think there's literally thousands, if not more, techniques for meditation.
So what do you think is, well, okay, so recently you started praying the rosary.
Yeah, as thanks to you, I started praying the rosary. Yes. Yay. Converted somebody.
Yes, I love it. It's so rich.
Yeah.
And what do you think, if you did compare the two, meditation and praying the rosary, what's the distinction between the two?
The most powerful distinction I've ever gotten, and this is from my 12-step work, is that praying is talking to God and meditating is listening.
So in the rosary, you are praying, in the first part of the Hail Mary, you're acknowledging her and Jesus. And then the second half of that Hail Mary, you're asking.
Yeah.
So, however, if you're doing, you can meditate on the mysteries around whichever mystery you're praying. So if you're praying the Sorrowful Mysteries,
yeah,
the virtues that they put with each one of the five,
right.
Read that, then start praying the Hail Marys, keeping the virtue of patience in mind, right?
Yeah. Or forgiveness, or love of thy enemies, whichever one it is, you know. I find when I'm praying the rosary, it's the most, I don't know, it's the most mind-blowing thing. When I get to that mystery and I'm picturing the carrying of the cross, and then I'm thinking about this god-awful literal pain, you know, that Jesus went through. It helps me to frame some of this, you know, some of the challenges that I think are awful that really aren't, you know, in the context of, whoa, if he experienced that, you know, the cross I'm bearing is nothing compared to that cross.
Okay, so the scourging at the pillar?
Yeah.
He had, I don't have the exact number, but it's roughly 3,580 blows on his body at the scourging of the pillar.
So if you were to divide up each of the cats of nine tails, you mean?
What does that mean?
I thought it was only 39 blows.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah. And there was a prayer that if you pray it X number of times a day for a year, you atone for each one of those blows.
Wow.
I'll double check it, but yeah,
it was always my understanding that he was struck 39 times and that 40 would have killed him and that they knew that, and so they only struck him 39.
I think there were more. But
really?
Okay, that's something we'll discuss because that's very cool. And then the cross, when they replicated it, historians did, it was like, 900 pounds or something? It was something crazy. That's why Simeon had to help him carry it
right
up the hill.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's really, 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 it's
Gnarly.
very gnarly. Very, very, very gnarly.
So I went to see the movie Paul the Apostle.
Yeah.
And that was about St. Paul in the time of Nero's reign in Rome. And back then, the Greeks had their gods, the Romans had their gods. And then you've got Paul saying, no, Jesus is the one, because he actually was in relationship with Jesus. Then Luke was taking down Paul's story. And at that time, anyone who is a Christian would be brought into the town square and put on a stick and burned from the feet up.
Right.
So people have died horrific deaths for their faith.
Right.
And that's why they're martyrs in heaven. So we're all asked to be saints. And Jesus didn't come to talk to the saints. He came to talk to the sinners.
Right.
That's his deal. So the rosary, even if someone doesn't literally pray it, I would Google how to pray the rosary, because in each joyful, luminous, sorrowful, glorious mysteries, it tells the story of Mary, Jesus, how everything happened, and you're following them throughout that whole life, even to the end when Mary's named Queen of Heaven.
Yeah.
Isn't that the last one in the Glorious
And the Glorious Mysteries, yeah. And it was so cool, because I didn't know that, like, she is granted August Queen of Heaven as God's daughter, the Holy Spirit's chosen spouse, and Jesus' mother.
Yes.
It's like, whoa. And I don't care what you believe. That's a fascinating concept to wrap your mind around.
Yep.
You know, it's it's really it's frustrating to me that, you know, I'm like just sort of like a universal spiritual guy. I got introduced to God as a result of this horrific experience I went through in life, and I had this profound spiritual awakening. And for me, it's just God. And it's funny living in North County, San Diego, because you've got all these spiritual people and their amulets and their crystals and their spandex and whatever and their yoga pants. And I love to poke fun at the New Age people. But it's like I don't understand why there's this fundamental lack of embracing, like, the Jesus thing, the phenomenon of Jesus, the phenomenon of Mary.
Well, to your point, 2,000 years ago, today he is the most acknowledged human being that lived. There was no social media back then.
Right.
How did that story carry so far?
Right. Well, it's just the power that emanated from the source of his being.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's just like a force around him, an attractor field, as David Hawkins says, that just attracted people to him.
And yet there are 30 years of his life that we can't really nail down. No pun intended.
Well, some say he's, oh God.
Sorry.
Some people say he went to India and learned from the enlightened masters of India and then brought that knowledge back.
I don't think he needed to.
Yeah.
Because remember when he was a boy and Mary and Joseph could not find him, and they went searching.
Found him in the temple?
In the temple, teaching the elders. So I don't think he had anything to learn from...
Perhaps.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll bring that back to you.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, so I do find it interesting. I have a couple, friends that right next to Swamis, they are devotees of the Self-Realization Fellowship, Paramahansa Yogananda. Yes. And he, too, is a very important character in history. But he was in Encinitas in 1924. Okay? So almost 2,000 years after Jesus.
Well, wasn't it you that told me that Encinitas was founded by Catholic missionaries, I believe?
I don't know. I didn't say that. I don't know that.
Oh, my bad. I've been misusing this information then. I've been telling people this. Spreading lies.
It may well have been, because look at all the missions.
Well, the actual Encinitas, the North County San Diego recovery community, so people who are recovering from addiction, is one of the, I can't even explain it. It borders on magical in the level of healing that people get.
Is it the numbers of people, or is it the location?
It's
the
something
vortex?
about the vortex of
Well,
Encinitas.
it's
I
been
can't explain
acknowledged.
it. Yeah, it's powerful.
That's why Yogananda chose this location. Magically, the Divine Mercy site is right in Encinitas.
Right.
And there's the only other one is on the East Coast.
Right.
So we're blessed to have it here.
Yeah. It's there's something very, very magical. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people, there's the God energy, and then there's that aspect I like to poke fun at the New Age people, like the tax collectors at the temple.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The
Exactly.
people that are using spirituality as identity. And God bless them, because there's a heck of a lot worse things that they could be doing with life. But yeah, there's just that. There's the very sacred energy. Even the surf spot, Swami's world famous surf spot. You can, when you surf there, you can feel the energy of God working in those waves. I swear to God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and when we come back, I have to tell the story of when you surf. And I said, well, since you're prostrate on the board, say a couple potent Hail Marys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should cover that, actually.
Because I don't want it to be, it is magical, it's mystical, it's awesome, but it's sound
Fun,
and
right.
fun, and it's grounded,
yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
not superstitious like sometimes the New Ageies can
Right,
be.
right.
Okay, we'll be right back on The Mary Goulet Show.
Hey, do you want a great price on a new or used car? Hi, this is professional racing driver Don Swanson, and I know a thing or two about cars. I'm talking about Military Auto Center, San Diego's original and only automotive warehouse, where low overhead means low prices on your next vehicle. Stop by and experience a friendly and casual way to discuss your car needs. They're located conveniently at 9323 Activity Road. You can call them at 858-831-7887 or online at militaryautocenter.com. We'll see you there.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Video consumption is on the rise. So, to reach this audience, ConstructTech Magazine created ConstructTechTV. ConstructTechTV helps construction professionals leverage emerging solutions to better their business. Tune in to ConstructTech.tv to catch the latest show on the first and third Tuesday of each month. Like, view, and subscribe to ConstructTech.tv, bringing dynamic video to construction.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.